Okay. So Tony, what's Aeroflex showcasing in this area, your booth at CTI 2013?
Well, today we're launching our Phase 5 PXI 3000 product. This is several major improvements over our previous generation, including the ability to test very wide bandwidths and at very low EVMs. We also, the low EVMs enable later 211 AC without any stitching, so true measurements and true MIMO measurements. We're also launching a test executive, which is PXI Maestro. And Maestro, on top of PXI 3000, allows us to deliver a complete solution, a one-stop shop intended for second-tier OEMs, people who perhaps don't want or have the ability to go into the level of integration that you would require to use PXI in its most optimal way. So they will take Maestro, and Maestro will enable them to be up and running very quickly. So we integrate the device control, we integrate the reporting, we integrate, it's an intelligent multi-threading sequencer, and that means that it looks at the test plans, it optimizes those for multi-threads, runs them on multi-cores, and at the end of the day, what we have is the ability to test a phone in 10 seconds. So what we're saying today is 4 phones in 40 seconds, 10 seconds per phone, which I believe is at the very forefront of the industry.
Well, I'm going to hand the mic off to you, and I'd like for you maybe just to walk us through exactly what people are looking at on the screens and a little more detail of each of the products, okay?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Thank you. So here we have our Phase 5 PXI 3000 product, intended for manufacturing test for cellular connectivity, and we have two main parts: the 3050A, which is a signal generator source, just split into two modules. On its own, the 3050A gives you CW, very high performance CW, or analog modulation, and then coupled with the 3320, which is a vector arbitrary waveform generator, you then get 200 megahertz of very low distortion modulated bandwidth, very flat response. We get residual EVMs of about 0.3%. You say perhaps, why 200 megahertz when the rest of the industry has gone for 160? Well, with 200 megahertz we can say generate an 80 plus 80 802.11 AC waveform, but with the spacings between the waveforms. So here the 3070A is a signal analyzer, digitizer. It is the equivalent of the 3050A. It has 160 megahertz bandwidth, very low dynamic range, very low phase noise, very high performance, 160 megahertz true bandwidth, which means that in producing some of today's measurements, again 802.11 AC would be a good example. We don't have to stitch or to make any compromises in the measurements, so we capture the full 160 megahertz bandwidth. Therefore our measurements are accurate without any residual error. Also in the future going forward, when MIMO rolls out over 802.11 AC, it will be necessary to capture the true 160 megahertz bandwidth. So this is a major step forward in the future of wideband test. Maestro is a test executive. On its own, PXI 3000 is integrated with manufacturing test platforms, or ATEs, and to get the best out of it, it requires a high level of application engineering by the customer or by Aeroflex. Maestro de-skills this. Maestro allows us to offer to all manufacturers, but particularly to second-tier manufacturers, an out-of-the-box solution where they get the highest performance platform covering all of the standards, and Maestro gives them the test executive. So they can define their test plans, they can run multiple, they can keep statistics, they can run multiple tests. Maestro also enables multi-up testing. So through Maestro we can offer 4 ports on every channel. So this box here can now be configured to support 8 ports, each testing a mobile phone in 10 seconds. So, a very powerful tool. I think, unless you have some questions.